Do me a favor and look at my name underneath this video. If you're here early enough, you're going to see that I lost a lot of subscribers. Just a couple days ago, I had 900 subscribers, and now I only have 1,000. No, honestly, I can't believe that we're here right now because 1,000 is a lot. That's a really big number, and especially for how long I've been making videos, I did not think I'd be here anytime soon. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a Q&A, answering some of your most common questions, and at the same time, I'm going to be doing a video idea that was recommended in a previous video, so hopefully I'm able to kind of answer some questions and also make that one guy very happy. So this video was recommended by Jar Jar's World, and he basically asked me to do a review on my dad's red Lincoln that he saw in the background of some of my videos. So today's your lucky day, I'm going to be doing that. But at the same time, I'm going to be answering some of your most common questions. Now, if you know anything about my dad, there's only 3 things that ever matter to him: heated seats, a sunroof, and a really good sound system. And since this is his car, I can promise you that it has all of those. This does have one light on the dash, and that's because of the radar sensor not being fully calibrated. But if you look at the number right next to it, it has just 20,000 miles, which is really low for a 2017 or 2018, one of those. This car has all the cool features, like, no pun intended, it has cooled seats, and a heated steering wheel. It has a really interesting shifting mechanism, or buttons, I don't know. Not my favorite. It has a giant sunroof that opens almost all the way. Even has self-parking. While this thing is warming up, let's go ahead and answer the first question. And that first question is by Irina Colbert, and she asked, how long have I been working on cars? Honestly, that's kind of a complicated question because I don't really know. I do remember working on cars with my dad in diapers, so give or take my entire life minus 1 or 2 years. So 18, 19 years. Oh, this thing is so smooth. So the next question is actually from my brother, and he asked, will you remember your brother after you get monetized? Quick answer, no. Money is going to change me, no. But for real, of course not. The only reason that I'm making videos is actually because of my brother. He was there since day one, so of course not. So one thing that's really cool about this Lincoln is it has different drive modes. Right now I'm in sport, so if I step on it, should get going. It's not the quickest thing ever, but it's quick enough. Once you take it out of sport, it becomes a little bit more tame, a little bit slower, a little bit smoother. The bumps aren't as harsh. It's actually pretty nice that you get that choice. The next question is from, and sorry if I pronounce this wrong, but Hater Jasm, I believe, and he asks, do you think you're gonna start a YouTube channel and it will get big? Honestly, that doesn't matter much to me. I enjoy making these videos and I really enjoy seeing what people have to say about them. So no matter what, whether I become a big YouTuber or not, I'll be happy. All right, I'm gonna open the sunroof again and we can just vibe on our way to our next destination. I can already imagine being retired, driving one of these things and just going on cruises. I feel like that's what this thing's built for. Could I get the tropical breeze? Awesome. Ew. That's pretty fire. All right, so we're at the next location, but before I go ahead and answer more questions, I actually have a question for you guys. Like I mentioned, this car was wrecked. Where do you think this thing was wrecked? Because now we're going to do a quick walk around and I'll show you everything about the car. So just keep in the back of your head, why was this car rebuilt? Starting off with the front end. This thing has a really nice front end. I actually like it a lot. It has a really cool grille that is real, and a lower grille that is real, and then fake grills up here. These headlights are really nice, and during the nighttime, it has a really cool LED light here, and another cool LED light right here. I'll try to get a clip during the nighttime. It looks really cool. Coming over to the side, we have these really nice 19-inch alloy wheels. These are an upgrade and they look really good, as well as this red metallic paint. In the shade, it looks like a deep cherry. In the sun, it's just a beautiful metallic. I really like this color. Probably the best color Ford has ever made, except for Racing Red, which, if you know, you know. Moving on to these mirrors, they are power, they're electric. They actually have lights that turn on underneath, like floodlights. So whenever you walk up to the car at nighttime, it will welcome you and it'll light up the floor for you so you know where you're going. Of course, from the side profile, you can really see how big this sunroof opens. This is the only car I've ever seen that has a sunroof like this, and it's pretty dang cool. And finally, moving on to the backside, we have an exhaust pipe, and it's actually real. I know I'm kind of ripping off Matt Watson by doing this, but it is real. Another cool thing is you can see this is a 2.0 turbo all-wheel drive, which is almost the best powertrain you can get. And you can actually see how the sunroof goes down the back glass to get that full effect. And probably my favorite feature about the entire car when it comes to the backside is this little button right here. You might be thinking, okay, your trunk opens with a button. My Accord does that. But does your Accord do this? That's pretty cool, come on. While we're back here, in case you're that one viewer that wants to know how this thing sounds, let me show you. And the last thing that I want to cover when it comes to this car is underneath the engine bay. If you know anything about me, one of my favorite cars I ever owned was a Focus RS. And why am I talking about a Focus RS? Well, it's almost the same car underneath the hood. This is technically a 2-liter, the Focus RS is a 2.3, but it looks a lot more similar than you would ever think. I'll put up an image of the Focus RS engine bay right here. And then look at this. It's basically the same thing, it's kind of weird. So the only damage this entire car has are these little dents here and there, and it kind of leads me to my next question that was asked by Show Me What I Need to Know. And he asked, couldn't PDR, or paintless dent removal, have taken just about all of the body damage out? And that kind of connects to another question by Godly Item, and he said, I'm interested to know how much it would cost to repaint and repair that much damage. And they're kind of talking about my Camry, so here's what my Camry looks like. But long story short, PDR will only work if you have paint. So it's kind of in the name, paintless dent removal. So in this case, you could do PDR. Another thing to consider is PDR is actually a lot more expensive than most people think. It's about $200 to $300 per dent. Quick spoiler, I paid about $3 grand to repaint the entire side of my car. It would have costed more to do PDR, and it wouldn't have even fixed it because my car had Bondo on it, it was cracked, and I had a lot of physical paint damage that couldn't be repaired without repainting. But in this scenario, PDR would actually be a really good option because he wouldn't have to repaint it and he wouldn't have to worry about blending it. All right, so while we're heading home, I want to answer one question that is kind of a more broad question, but it's been asked by quite a few people in person and online as well. And that question is, why do I fix and rebuild cars when I could just spend a little bit more money and get a clean title? Because then I could Uber the car, I can trade in the car, I could sell the car to a dealership, and also financing / insurance is also a lot cheaper as well. So why buy rebuilt? So the first reason, and in my opinion, the most important reason out of all of them, is capital. It takes a lot less cash to go ahead and buy a brand new Camry rebuilt versus just buying a brand new Camry. But there is one thing that I really don't like about rebuilding cars, and that's just the bad rep that rebuilt has. Like, whenever you think of rebuilt title, you think of like a 2001 Honda Civic that has paint falling off, that there's weird bumper gaps. Because of cars like that make rebuilt titles really bad. But I've owned so many rebuilt title cars that I've personally rebuilt that, in my opinion, were better quality than clean title variants. That's the only thing I don't like about rebuilt titles, as well as the whole insurance and financing thing. I really don't get it because you're financing less money and also the car is worth less. It just doesn't make sense that insurance is more and it's harder to get financing. But I do get it, they're not as trustworthy as a clean title, but it is what it is. And we're finally home, so I'm going to go ahead and actually show you where the car was wrecked so you can see if you're right or if you're wrong. And I'm going to answer one more question. For those of you who guessed the front end, you would be correct. This thing had the whole front end replaced, but honestly, it wasn't that bad. But almost every single Lincoln gets totaled out very easily. And that's mainly just because Ford and Lincolns charge a lot for their parts. So the second that the hood or the bumper needs to be replaced, the car basically gets totaled. But that's really good news for my dad because he got this car for a fraction of the price, and it's the same quality as when it was first sold off of the dealership lot. So I had to kind of go inside because it's really hot outside to answer the last question. And the last question is, what car are you going to rebuild after the Camry? Asked by Music Wave. And that kind of adds on to another question by Irina Colbert that was, if you had all the money in the world, what would be your dream car? So just to quickly answer the second question first, my dream car is basically anything rear wheel drive, all wheel drive, manual. That's just my thing. So as you guys might know, my previous car was a 2018 Focus RS, all wheel drive, stick shift. I love that car. It was one of my dream cars, but kind of higher in the price range, something like a Porsche, a Corvette, GTR, even though the newer ones are automatic. Something like that is my dream car. I don't have one specific dream car, but all of those. Now, going back to the first question of what am I going to rebuild after the Camry? If you watched the first rebuild video, I kind of mentioned that I bought the Camry to keep it and to keep it as a daily driver. But after seeing how much people enjoy the rebuilds, and I really enjoy rebuilding, I might not keep it. And I'm not going to make any profit off the car, but if I do break even, I'll be happy. So if you guys have any recommendations or any cars you want to see, make sure to let me know. I'm open to suggestions, but I'm thinking something like a dream car of mine. Manual, rear wheel drive, all wheel drive, sports car of some kind. But let me know. I can do another Camry. I enjoyed those too. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the 1,000 subscribers. Every single one of you guys mean the world to me, and I can't believe we've already hit it. I thought it would take me a year, maybe 2 years to hit 1,000, so it's going by a lot quicker than I originally thought. So thank you for watching, and I really hope to see you guys at the next milestone.